Hey everybody, welcome to Joy Hub. We're Barry and Tracy, and Joy Hub exists to help leaders, teams, and couples journey into deeper joy. And it's been a fun journey for us so far. In fact, last week we talked about one of our favorite books while I was having that delicious donut. If you didn't catch it, you can check out the video. But this is one of our favorite marriage books by Gary Thomas called Cherish. And we want to talk a little bit more about that today, especially one of our favorite parts. Now, the thumbnail of the video had us flirting way back in the day. And we love flirting. We highly encourage flirting with your spouse. But today we want to talk about the idea that Gary Thomas introduces in the book about throwing and catching, giving and receiving each other's bids, which can be flirting, but it's certainly more than that too. Why don't you share a little bit about a bid? What is a bid?
So a bid is just trying to get someone's attention. It's saying, I want to connect with you. And so you want to be aware of when your spouse is throwing up the bid saying, hey, let's connect. I want to go in a deeper level, like connect with me. Pause what you're doing and let's have a connection. That's what a bid is. Yeah,
turning our attention to each other. Now, I'll admit, and I'll call myself and the husbands or boyfriends who happen to be watching this, we have it within us a struggle towards passivity. And some of that is what I've even mentioned before, is especially if we're married, we sometimes have the idea that we have already conquered. Like, why do I need to do more? We've set our vows and we've made that commitment to each other. Why do I need to do more? And it really just comes back to the idea of honoring, that we want to reject that passivity and really step into honoring each other, to give each other attention, to be excited about what the other person's doing or feeling or saying. Even more so because of the person doing or saying it than sometimes even necessarily what's being said. So I think all this is super important, and just the idea of wanting to outdo each other in serving and recognizing and giving and catching those bids.
Yes, it's really important. And I think it's important to connect with one another. We have to be interested in what the other person's interested in, and just take that initiative to ask those questions and to show up and put down your phone. I can remember in the busy days of motherhood, everyone's trying to get your attention, especially the kids, mommy, but like still making your spouse and catching those bids of interest or, hey, I need attention too, is really important in marriage.
Yeah. So we thought we'd share, just for fun, some of our experience in this area with bids. I love it when you give me, even if it's just a little nod or eye contact or a smile in the morning. Tracy becomes Tracy once she's had her coffee. So for me, when she's willing to turn to me before that coffee starts brewing and give a little attention and maybe even a little affection, like that's a very, very serious bid that I try to catch every time.
Yes. And, we didn't always figure the bid thing out so well. In the early days, one of our funny stories that we like to tell is when we first met. It was right after we'd had our first conversation. We were on a summer project. And I went down to play beach volleyball, me and my girlfriend. Barry came on. He positioned himself on the opposite, side from me in the volleyball game. I'm not at all competitive. Well, he doesn't know that yet.
Thank you for not telling him about my short bathing suit.
We won't go there about the do-rag and the bathing suit, but he kept spiking the ball, and that was his bid for attention. And I looked at my friend Heather, and I'm like, why is he doing this? Like, why is he spiking the ball at me?
I just thought I was flirting.
The other bid that was really funny is I'm talking to Heather, like trying to figure out, like, he was so nice. What happened? And he walked by. He didn't say anything to me. and I had my hair in pigtails, and he just yanked the pigtail and kept walking.
Again, I thought I was flirting.
He improved after that, and the bids got much better.
Much better, yes, indeed.
But it took us both a while, and I would say there were probably things I did as well in the beginning that weren't kind of your thing.
Yes, but I mean, I think fast forward to today,
Yes.
we've celebrated now over 10,000 days of marriage, so we've
Yes.
grown a lot in this.
Yes.
Even just thinking of yesterday, like Tracy enjoys college football if it's Alabama. She does not love to sit down and watch other teams. And I married into Bama, and if you know me, you know I'm a Bama fan because
Yes.
I'm a good husband. I grew up as a Georgia Tech fan.
Yeah.
So college football season kicked off yesterday in Dublin, Ireland, and Georgia Tech upset FSU. And even just sharing those moments play by play, we were actually at Well-Beings doing a little just kind of couples therapy,
Yes.
physical therapy, if you will, cold plunge and sauna and all that fun stuff. And I was just following the game a little bit and sharing with her the play by play, and just watching her be interested in what was going on with the game, because she knew how interested and how I've grown up a loyal Georgia Tech fan all my life. That was another bid, even just obviously very recently.
Yeah, and one that I really appreciate that you do for me sometimes. One of my favorite things in the world is walking every day. I walk, 20 to 25 miles a week in our neighborhood. And so it's kind of my like physical exercise and even spiritual and emotional, just recharging for me. It's vital.
Yeah.
It's not Barry's favorite thing.
It's
He
not.
works out in a different way, but for me. And so some days you'll go with me after dinner on a walk, a short walk, or if I'm finishing up my long walk, he'll come and join me and bring Vivi sometimes, which is fun. And I know he's doing that for me, because that's not what you love. So.
I don't love it, but I know you love
Yes.
it. So it's actually a pretty easy win, because she knows I don't like it, to the degree that if I do it, I am stepping out of my want, my comfort, my time in front of the Braves game or whatever I'm doing, to go walk or bring Vivi to surprise her while she's walking. So it's good. This is so important, this idea of giving and receiving bids. In fact, Gary Thomas talks about in the book that those who stay married, and this is based on a study that was done, but those who stay married catch each other's bids nearly 90% of the time, whereas those who end up divorced only catch each other's bids less than 1/3 of the time. So this is so important for us as married couples to stay in this journey of joy together.
Yeah, it's a big part of it.
Yeah.
So catch those bids.
Yes. So everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you'll like the video. Hope you'll go back and watch some of our other videos if you haven't yet. And maybe most importantly, subscribe, because if you subscribe, YouTube passes this content on to others we haven't even met yet. So thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.